Sina Krasnow was just a child when war came to her home in Germany. The Nazi war machine was at a fevered pitch when they came to Sina's village. Sina's daughter recalls a story her mother told her.
The Nazis were going village to village because they were taking all the farm animals, all the gold and silver to further their war power, all the art, and any young people they could find to haul off on cattle trains back to Germany to work in hard labor camps, 16 to 18 hours a day, hardly any food. Because my mother and her sisters and her mother all had dark hair, the Nazis were insisting that they were Jewish, but they really were not. So she and her sister were taken away. And so then they never saw their families again.
Forced to leave her family, they were used as slave labor at a German work camp, building artillery shells for the Nazi army. Sina's sister escapes and is never heard from again. Sina recalls her life at the time.
My life, it was in a concentration camp for a while. Then they put me in a labor camp because they needed labor because German soldiers was killed. And over there it was so hard work.
Left with nothing but hope and God for protection, Sina waits for rescue from the Americans. The shortage of food was a constant reminder of her situation.
But we were there hungry all the time and worked so hard. Sometimes they divide like 2 potatoes for everybody. And if it happens, I got 2, but one, my potato rotten, I couldn't eat. And they wouldn't replace it, and I just have 1 potato. And so I dream so many times somebody giving me sandwich, always sandwich. And I will get it, and I know I'm hungry, and I was so happy, and I just bring to my mouth. And I wake up, it was just a dream.
Finally, the tide of war has turned. The Allies advance on Germany. Sina's daughter recalls the event of her mother's liberation and when Sina first met her future husband.
When the Americans bombed all the camp gates, then one of the camps was hers, and they all went rushing into the forest. My father, who wasn't, they didn't know each other, he found her under a tree in a catatonic state. She was so terrified from the bombing. And so he took her under his wing, and so now they're refugees. They couldn't go back to Russia, otherwise they'd be sent to Siberia as a punishment for working for the Germans. They were in the refugee camps for almost 6 years. The Baptist Church on 7th Street sponsored us and brought us to Grand Junction.
Sina is now 86 and lives in Grand Junction. She doesn't dream of a sandwich anymore, but she does have a new dream. She hopes that one day she'll have a small deck in her backyard and a flower garden. Due to her dialysis treatments 3 times a week and her limited finances, right now, this remains a dream. That's where you come in. We are determined to help Sina and hundreds of others all over the Grand Valley. With ShareFest, you can use your talents to help your neighbors. Someone needs to do something, and that someone is you.